All right, welcome. This is an experiment. So let me first welcome Mr. Samuel Reynolds. He is the founder of Unlock Astrology. He is an astrologist. He is a humanist. I'm going to say that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
we're gonna talk today because I feel like not just unlocking astrology. I need people to unlock their lives, right? And I'm on a
Yeah.
mission for everyone who's watching and listening to free themselves. We all were brought up with these really hard mores, a lot of us inculcated into religion and all of these things. And we have very definitive ways in which we see the world, which doesn't necessarily serve our free lives. And astrology is one of them. There are people that go to church every Sunday and they go to their horoscope and they have this conflict because they think that that's devil worship. But then they go to church and then they're struggling because every day they can't wait to see their horoscope. So I wanted to talk to you, Samuel, over a period of time about this thing called astrology. Is it witchcraft? Is it incongruent to my walk with Jesus Christ, with my love of God? And what is it exactly?
So let's start more so with, is it incongruent with religious and spiritual life, right? And I'll start with the personal because I don't like to sound like an egghead and go toward the intellectual before I start with what I know. So, what I know is that astrology brought me back to God because I had been an atheist. Well, first my journey started with being a minister and going into the ministry at 12 years old. I preached my first sermon on September 28th, 1980 at New Zion Missionary Baptist Church in Buffalo, New York on my mother's birthday. And so it was like a gift to her. And I stayed in the ministry until I couldn't stay in the ministry because I had too many questions. And when I say I had too many questions, I had too many questions about the church. I had too many questions about Christianity. I was in college reading that, the words I had identified and read as Jesus's words may not have been exactly Jesus's words in the Bible. So I had a whole bunch of questions that left me wandering more toward what became atheism around 19 years old. So pretty much,
Walk back for a second, because there's always an entry point. I always call it the Paul to Damascus moment, where you have this like aha, like one and one. Wait a minute, this doesn't add up. What was? Do you remember that moment, or was it a gradual, like just?
it was gradual, but uh, how I've described that walk toward it is, first I lost faith in my church, and when I say I lost faith specifically in my church, I meant literally the church I moved to. I left New Zion, went back to the church I grew up in, Revelation, and they were booting the minister out. So they had booted him out, and I was like, okay, why did that happen? I didn't think men of God would veer away from that. I was young, right? Just idealistic. And then I was with another minister who was a great man, but now in retrospect, I can see he was treating me appropriately as a child. I had a lot of responsibility. I was giving sermons. I was the associate pastor, and I also was teaching Sunday school. But he decided to pull me back, and I didn't like that. So I was upset with that. Went to another church. Didn't really connect to that church. It was my mother's church. She had gone to another church. So the first crack was not feeling connected to the community. Then it became easy by virtue of that, not, coming separate from the church, to start questioning the theology, which is what happened when I went to college. And I was even, I went away to college. I went to Syracuse University undergrad. And so I was away from Buffalo, away from my home, away from that church. So it became easy to kind of slip out of, being able to ask other people questions. And once those questions got large, related to the Bible, related to God, related to learning about in Egypt, that the stories of Horus parallel the story of Jesus in many ways, all those different things. I was like, wait, what is this then, Christianity? So pretty much by the time I got to grad school at 21, I was an atheist and stayed that way until roughly around 33 years old.
Same age as Jesus. Look at that.
That was my resurrection year. So during that
Well,
time, I found astrology.
I want to have a conversation. We like there are many people watching right now, and it's like, me too, me too. What's this Horus thing? Horus, what is Horus?